Good afternoon, YouTube family. Welcome to Whack Kennels. Today I'm doing a video. Won't be too long, but it will be on dog nutrition, performance dogs and nutrition. You know, for the past 25 plus years, maybe closer to 30 years, I've been on the hunt for the absolute best nutrition for my dogs. I've had pit bull terriers, the American pit bull terrier, for about, personally, I've had them for close to 30 years. You know, I got my first dog that I bought about 30 years ago when I was around 19, 20 years old. And well, I guess it was about 28 years ago when I was about 20 years old. And before then, I actually had dogs when I was a younger man, around 13 years old. Was the first time I was gifted an American Pit Bull Terrier. And of course, at that time, I was young, didn't have a steady job. You know, we worked during the summer to kind of support our own dogs or whatever. But I had to depend solely during the year on my father to feed our dogs. And at that time, we fed Twin Pet canned food. I never forget. Now, you're talking about in the mid 80s, you know, we fed Twin Pet. And it did pretty good back then for our dogs. I'm sure back then, Twin Pet was better than most of your canned foods today. If you don't know, then I'm going to share this with you. Dog food and dog nutrition has taken a step back, not a step forward. And I'll explain that to you as I go on with this video. But again, when I was around 20 years old, I bought my first American Pit Bull Terrier, not one that was gifted, but I actually spent money on myself. And at that time, I was feeding Pro Plan. That's when I became a Pro Plan guy, Purina 1 and Pro Plan. I'd switch between the two, but they were almost identical. At the time, Purina 1, this was probably 1996, 97, somewhere around there. I was feeding Purina 1, and the dogs look excellent. The dogs look excellent. And when I say that, the coat was excellent, eyes bright, teeth excellent. Whether I fed the Pro Plan or Purina 1, the chicken formula, stews were great. It was a great food. And I stayed with that for years, maybe 5 years. And I noticed around early 2000, it wasn't as consistent. The Pro Plan wasn't as consistent as it used to be. The same with Purina 1. Back then, you could open up a bag and you could, and some of you all that are old school, you know what I'm talking about. When you open up a bag of Pro Plan or Purina 1, you could actually smell the chicken, fresh chicken in the bag. You could smell it. Today, it's not the same. You don't smell that today in Purina 1 or Pro Plan. But anyway, I noticed a difference in the food as the years went on. The dog food got more expensive. I think back then I might have been paying around $30, somewhere around there, a bag in the early 2000s. And of course now Pro Plan will run you $83 a bag for 50 pounds. So it steadily went up. The price went up. The bags got smaller. Of course, they went down to 37.5 pounds. And recently here, they offered a 50-pound bag. And of course, that's around $83 now. But from around 2005 till now, 2022, I've been feeding all kinds of different foods. Now I'm going to let you see what I have here. I have this white bag here. That's a dog food I had shipped in from Wisconsin. It got here Saturday. And then, of course, this is another food I've been feeding. I just started this one. I'll tell you about this in a minute. But this is the one I was feeding before I went to this white bag here. And this is exclusive performance. This is a bag I haven't even opened yet. We have several dogs, so I usually buy 3 bags or so at a time. I was feeding Pro Plan before this. I just got a dog shipped in from Villa Liberty Kennels, and I noticed again with Pro Plan, I had a lot of shedding going on with my dogs, with all of them. A lot of shedding. It just was not giving me what I was used to. So I got back on my research, and I bought this bag. This is a bag of dog food that I heard about maybe 10 years ago, a little more. I did a little research on, and I never tried it, but I decided to try it this time. Now, before I go into this bag here, I'm going to tell you this. I've fed about every kind of dog food you can name. I'm going to name just a few. Inishuk, if I'm pronouncing that right, the 2616. I fed that maybe 6 months ago, for a little while. Was not happy with that. I didn't get the performance that I needed. The coat wasn't as good as I thought it should be for a dog food, you know, that amount of money for that, a dog food of that expense. I had it shipped in through Chewy, and again, that was in Inishuk. Of course, I've been, for the last 30 years or so, 25, 30 years, I've been doing the Pro Plan, as I said, the 30-20. I have fed Victor, and Victor at one time, when I started feeding the Victor 30-20, the High Pro Plus, it did well for my dogs. It did very well. And all of a sudden, I noticed when I went to a dog show and showed my dogs, I noticed that some of the dogs had some shedding going on. Not only that, but some flakes, some dry flakes of skin on them. So we still did pretty good, but of course I want perfection. I want the absolute best. When it comes to my dogs, I believe we have some of the best. I never say we have the best because I don't know what everyone else has, but I believe we have some of the best when it comes to what the American Pit Bull Terrier should be, conformation-wise, character-wise. You know, they are what they're supposed to be, according to the character written up by the ADBA and what the Pit Bull should be, American Pit Bull Terrier. But again, we fed Value Pack, and I'm sure I'm missing some. IAMS, Eukanuba Performance. Over the years, just recently, right before I had one of my dogs also, it may come to me before I finish this video, but we fed another dog food as well. I forgot the name of that one. It was another 30, I think a 3221 or something like that, Ultra Performance. But again, overall, I was not satisfied. Either we got a good coat and soft stew, not really solid. With Pro Plan, I will say the stews were great. The stews were great, but again, the shedding, the dullness of the coat sometimes between the bags. Some bags would give you a great coat, and then you go to another bag, you would have a decent, okay coat. So I just didn't see the consistency with nothing I tried. I have not seen a consistency. So it brings me to, and I'll give you the readout on this bag. This is exclusive. Now I will say this. I've been feeding this now for about maybe a month or so. And it gave me a stew that was as good as Pro Plan, but the coats, the muscle tone actually was a little better than Pro Plan. And I'll give you a quick rundown of the ingredients. This is not a bad bag of food. I would even say this is, to me now, and I'm a Pro Plan man, Pro Sport, Pro Club. You know, I've been a member of that for 20 plus years or so, but I will not feed Pro Plan again. They have lessened the quality, and of course just increasing the price like what most people are doing today. and that just took me away from it. But if you look at the ingredients on this exclusive, it's a 35-pound bag. I paid $59 plus tax for this from a little feed store up in Notasulga, Alabama. That's the only place that I could find it in my area, which is about a 25-minute drive for me. That's why I was getting about 3 bags at a time. But it's chicken meal, whole grain brown rice, corn gluten meal, chicken fat, ground whole corn. I don't like a lot of corn. Some I can deal with: brewer's rice, beet pup, dry egg product, flaxseed meal, fish meal, natural flavor, and then you have your vitamins and everything like that. Again, not a bad dog food. A 30-20, not bad at all. Not bad at all. If I would not have decided to try this, I probably would have stuck with the exclusive. But with the problem I had, one of my dogs, he was excellent as far as the stool. The coat was better. It was definitely getting better. Wasn't as much shedding as I found with the Pro Plan. And I won't say I won't go back to this. I won't say that. But I'm going to try. I'm going to see what this is all about. And we've been doing this feed now for the last couple of days. Like I said, I got it in Saturday. And I don't do the 8-10 day thing. I just go straight to it. If it's good dog food, I feel as though it needs to be able to just get into your dog's system and work. And so far, this one has done that. So far, this one has done that. Now, this food, and again, a lot of the other foods, you look at the bags, the Pro Plan, the Nushuk, these other brands. A lot of times you're spending money in this. You're spending money in the bag, the advertisement. We're gonna put a pretty bag out, and people love, because we are creatures that we love pretty things. I mean, when it comes to cars, houses, whatever it is, we want it nice. We want it look in a certain way, and that attracts us. But when it comes to dog food, that's not what you ought to be concerned about, how pretty the bag is. You want to know what's in the bag, not what's just on the outside of it. But when it comes to this, and that's what impressed me with this, I looked at it and I said, okay, first thing I know they're not concerned with the look of the bag. The bag is just a regular bag. Not that great of a quality. Definitely, it was sealed good, but it's just, and I won't say bad quality, but they didn't put a lot of money in the advertisement. This just tells you what I paid for it. I think the bag was actually $75. The food was $75, and it's a 40-pound bag. And for the shipping, it was around $47. $75 for the food, $47 for the shipping. Now you may say, hey, man, it's pretty expensive. It is. But again, when you're showing dogs, when you want the absolute best, to me, you shouldn't mind spending money if you want the best. I demand a lot from my dogs. When we show them, if we go on to do whatever, a sporting event, we want them in tip-top condition. Now this mystery food here, you won't be able to see it. I took the label off, but this mystery food here came from Caribou Creek. Caribou Creek dog food, that's what it is. Now, these are the ingredients. The first ingredient is poultry liver. So that can be chicken, it's poultry. I'm okay with that. Poultry liver. The second ingredient, chicken byproduct meal. I'm fine with that. Of course, some people say, oh, well, if it's not chicken meal, it can have feed and the guts and blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. It's a dog. I'm feeding a dog, not a human being. So I'm okay with byproduct meal. Dried egg product. So, of course, eggs are good for dogs. I'm good with that. The next ingredient, the fourth ingredient, herring meal. So again, you have good quality fish meal here. herring meal, corn. Then you have poultry fat, okay? Porcine blood. So that's, blood from pork, basically. Blood meal, porcine blood meal. Then you have beet pulp that helps with the stew. Oat flour. Again, you don't have like a cheap grain, but this is oat flour, which is not bad as far as carbohydrates are concerned. Oat flour, brewer's rice, flaxseed, canola oil, and fish oil. And then, of course, preserved. And then you have wheat germ meal, which is also very good for dogs as well. And then you have your vitamins, as well. Now, when you look at the first 6 ingredients, poultry liver, chicken byproduct meal, dry egg product, herring meal, corn, poultry fat, porcine blood meal. When you look at those 6 ingredients, if I'm not mistaken, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 7. 6 of them are animal meals. 6 of them are you're getting your protein from animals. 6 out of 7. Not many dog foods can say that. And this is the only dog food that I'm aware of. Your first ingredient is liver, poultry liver. Of course, when it comes to liver, the most nutritious part of any animal, and any nutritionist will tell you this, is the organs. That's the most nutritious part. You find most of your vitamins, minerals in the organs. So the first ingredient in here is organ meat, liver, organ meat, poultry liver. And I was really impressed with that. So far, we've had good stews. Like I said, we just got on this Saturday. We've had good stews from the dogs. Not bad at all. To say we just started. Nothing runny or anything like that with our adult dogs. One of the puppies did have that first initially, but right after that she was tightened up and everything was very, very good. We're just starting this, so it is my hope that this will be the last time we will have to switch dog foods. The kibble, I'll show you that real quick. Very dark kibble, very rich looking kibble. This is the kibble, and it has a texture on it, pretty shiny texture. And of course that wouldn't be the chicken fat, but what I think that is because I fed dog foods with chicken fat as the second and third ingredient, but what I think makes it look like that is the liver, the fresh liver that's in there. And not only that, my dogs, I have one that's very finicky, but when I put this down, every dog I have dove on it, jumped on it, and they didn't leave one crumb behind. That's another thing I have not had in the past few years. Now, again, in the early 2000s, the late 90s, mid 90s, Pro Plan Purina one, they did that. Dogs jumped on it, didn't leave a crumb. But I can tell you now, most dog food companies, they're not producing that kind of food no more. Now it's let's get it done as cheap as we can and charge as much as we can for it. And I won't go into this long, but that could be said about most things. My house here that I'm at now, I have an AC unit here that's 50 years old. The AC unit is older than I am, still running. You will not, any AC man will tell you today, you can buy a Train, you can buy any AC you want to buy today, they will not give you 50 years of service. You'll be lucky if you get 10, maybe if you're lucky, luckier than that, you may get 20, but you're not getting 50. But they don't make things like they used to. But I believe because Caribou Creek Gold is not made by these large companies, and they're not all about the money. I think this is going to be a one hit for us. I think this is going to be good for everybody. Now, again, this dog food has 37 protein, 25% fat. And some people might say, man, that's a lot of protein. That's too much protein. Let me explain something to you before I end this video. When it comes to dog food, get out of the mindset that we've been taught. Well, if you're not working a dog, they don't need that much protein. You need to go to a lower protein dog food. No. It's no different than us. You can find a human being that does absolutely nothing all day. Maybe he walks a mile, and you feed him fish, chicken, brown rice, salad, and he thrives off it because he's eating good food. Maybe he eats 6 ounces, 8 ounces of chicken a day, chicken breast or whatever. He thrives off of it. Well, just because he's not doing nothing much doesn't mean he still shouldn't eat good. He still wants to be in good health. He still wants some lean muscle. Even though he's not doing much, he still needs to eat good. And the same thing goes with a dog. Now, when you feed a dog a high quality food, high protein, high fat, the only thing it is this, just like with us. When I'm training, when I'm running every day, I'm in the gym every day, I eat the same foods I do when I'm not training, I'm not working out that hard, but I eat less of it. So with these dogs, always remember this. You can feed a 30, 20, 37, as this is, 25. Now, if your dog is sick, has liver problems, kidney problems, whatever, no, you don't want to feed them this kind of food. But a healthy dog will thrive off this. A healthy dog, and you watch their bodies, you watch how they look. You want them to look ideal. You don't want them too fat. You don't want them too skinny. If you need to go down on the food a little bit, then transition down. If you need to come up some and give them some more calories, then you move up some. And but this can be a good food for any dog you have. Puppy, older dog, senior, middle, working dog, non-working, couch potato. You just have to feed according to the work. Just like with a human. If you're not doing much work, you shouldn't be eating that much. If you are working hard, burning a lot of calories, then you need more energy, you feed more. But you still feed good quality food to both parties. So again, this is Wack Kennels. I hope that this video helps someone. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Like I said, I've been into dogs for about 37 years. 36, 37 years I've been into bulldogs. And I don't mean the bad quality, but good quality bulldogs. Of course, now the quality has moved up, of course, with me being older, being able to purchase better dogs, find better dogs than I was able to when I was a teenager, a young man, 20, 21 years old. Yes, I believe I do have better at this time. But again, I want to feed the best. Because when my dogs go out for shows, or if we're able to go on a hunt, hunt some wild boar, we want them, at their best. So in order for you to expect the best from a dog, you got to feed them the best. And that goes, to anything that you're doing in life. If you want the best out of your car, you have to put the best gas in it, best oil, and so on. So again, we're signing out here at Wack Kennels. We ask you to subscribe to the channel if you want some more content. You can always come on here. We'll try to have videos up every few weeks, and we'll be heading out to some dog shows coming up the beginning of next month, and then the end of next month. We'll be heading to North Carolina, where we'll have some content, and also to Chipley, Florida, the ADBA show there, and at the end of the year to the Boudreaux Classic. So again, this is Wack Kennels. We hope everyone have a blessed day. It's a beautiful day. Get out, do something constructive, productive, and be a blessing to somebody, even if they're not one of you. Thank you.